Game over. Yeah, Love Island Games Season 2 is now officially over, and that means I can now talk about it. Now, Love Island Games is a bit of an interesting spin-off of the actual Love Island franchise because it's on Peacock, which hosts the USA version, but it also has people from all the other international versions of the show come on. So I'm always kind of curious about that, like if people from other countries and stuff are watching this, following along with the people from their seasons or whatever. I don't know, but Love Island Games is a mixed bag in my opinion. Season 1 for me, I mean, I only got through like 2/3 of it, so I didn't even finish season 1, but when I was watching season 1, I just found it boring. I thought it was extremely overhyped. Like the whole internet loved it so much, thought it was like the pinnacle of Love Island, but like to me,
Eh.
one of the issues for me is that the cast was almost too loaded. Like there were so many big names that I was really hyped for, and just a lot of them didn't really do a whole lot, and just some amazing cast members were just thrown in there like very late, didn't really get to do a whole lot. A lot of it was also just very forgettable. I honestly don't remember anything from Love Island Game Season 1. But here comes Season 2. Now for Season 2, I was definitely wary of it because of my feelings towards Season 1, but I was still going to tune in. Now the cast for Season 2 was definitely, I would say, a bit more interesting on paper. I don't think it was as star heavy at all compared to Season 1, but like it was a much more interesting mix in my opinion, and so, I went into it with it on my mind even though I was thinking I would be disappointed, let's just say, but I actually did think that Season 2 of this was a huge improvement on Love Island Game Season 1. Love Island Game Season 2 just had much better pacing, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that this cast felt more compact. Like there wasn't just all these big names all over the place. Not a lot of the cast members came in like super late and just didn't have time to do anything really. Well, except maybe Casey, he didn't really do anything, but it was just better pacing, and it felt like they actually got a grip on a solid format here, which was kind of nice to see. And also, the big thing for me was that this cast was honestly leaning more into the game aspect of this, because it is Love Island, but it's Love Island Games, and so there's a whole kind of issue with that in my opinion. Like beyond the biggest issue that I have with Love Island having like returnees and stuff, which I just don't feel like is ever really gonna work, because when you're having people from Love Island return, the relationships that they form are obviously just gonna be fake, and yet for some reason everyone is always getting so invested in all these relationships when, I mean, come on, like these just don't really mean anything. Like All Stars, Love Island Games, come on now. Now that is my biggest issue, but my other big issue with Love Island Games is just that the show needs to pick a lane. I mean, games or love, you know what I mean? Because I feel like with this cast leaning more into the game aspect and not just being fake about the relationships and stuff like that, and just saying, hey, like, we should couple up because we'll win these games, we'll win these challenges. I like that mentality more than them trying to fake a relationship and stuff, you know? I don't feel like the games and the Love Island format really mix well. There's definitely something here, there is potential here with the focus on the competition aspect of the show. It's almost like Love Island wants to have like their own version of the challenge almost, with just exclusively Love Island people, but they're also kind of like mixed up in the fact that, hey, this is Love Island, we're gonna have people couple up, we're gonna have people get in relationships even though these aren't gonna last at all. If they just let it be a competition show and then perhaps love can blossom on it, then that would be cool, because that happens on any other competition show. Survivor, Big Brother, The Challenge, relationships and stuff are going to naturally happen on there, but that's not the main focal point. I feel like Love Island Games would benefit from that, and plus, if they were to do that, they wouldn't have to restrict themselves to only casting people that aren't in relationships. They could cast so many other people that already are in relationships that are great TV and have them come on here, and then doing something like that will also allow them to cast a lot more random people, maybe people that aren't as memorable at all, a lot of early boosts and stuff like that, or people from Casa More that didn't get in. And also, another minor critique of mine when it comes to the casting of this season is just that, did they just run out of people that wanted to come back for this? Because we're seeing a lot of the same people kind of come back again. We saw Justine coming back again, and listen, I love Justine, but she's like always coming on this show, and I feel like everyone could use a little bit of a break. Johnny and Toby were also back from the previous Love Island game season. Gabby and Casey are doing another one after Love Island All Stars. I mean, listen, I think these people are all great. I have no huge issue with any of these people, but it's just like, maybe if Love Island games wasn't so restrictive on the casting, they open it up a bit more, maybe they'd have more willing participants to come on this. But that's just what I think. I think that would be the major fix from Love Island games. Just scrap the whole Love Island format. It's dumb. It's not a good mix with this type of show, and just let them all compete. You know what I mean? Because for instance, I will bring up the team stuff when they had the power team and then the losing team. That was actually some good stuff in my opinion. I feel like that created some actual kind of decent drama. Like seeing people like Johnny, Tyreek, Toby, and Gabby just act super cliquey and like just really going against all the people on the losing team, especially Josh, and kind of how that kind of snowballed into, you know, them kind of gaslighting Isaiah into siding with them against Josh and stuff like that. There was also the stuff with Toby and Sydney near the end, which I thought was really funny, and again, that just goes to show that the games aspect here has potential, with Toby just fully dissing Sydney and not wanting to team up with her at all because he thought that she sucked and that she wasn't taking this seriously. It had nothing to do with a love relationship or anything like that, and that was good. But beyond that, for me, when it comes to this season, when it comes to this cast, in my opinion, my favorites of the cast were Nicola, Celine, Mert. I mean, what an amazing show right there. The Europeans this season, I felt like were really good. Tyreek and Toby, they were menaces, let's be honest. Josh, who I felt like was just fun presence, just always going against people, always taking this super seriously. I like that. Lucinda, who for some reason has the whole internet mad, but I really like Lucinda. I didn't really feel like Lucinda was like that interesting or anything on her original Love Island season, but she was surprisingly a standout on this season, so I'm glad for her. I liked her on this season. And then there's Johnny, and listen, I know a ton of people hate Johnny, but I don't think anybody can deny the fact that anytime Johnny is on reality TV, whether it's this, whether it's any of the other shows he's been on and is going to be on, he is always going to deliver. That's just the truth, and he absolutely delivered here, so that's what I gotta say about that. Overall, Love Island Game Season 2 is better than Season 1, although that is an extremely low bar in my opinion. It was still a decent watch. I'm not gonna go as far as saying it was great, it was amazing, it was good, but there is potential here. I do definitely think that. In my opinion, just stick to one format. Either do games or do Love Island, but I'll be honest, I don't really think we need more spin-offs of this, and if they are going to continue this, I think the perfect idea would be just to completely scrap All Stars, totally unneeded, and then just have Love Island games as a fully competition-based thing, be in the winter, and there you go. I think I just solved Love Island. But anyways, let me know down below what you think of all this, what you thought of Love Island games, and really anything else going on here. Also, let me know what else you'd like to see me talk about on this channel. Like the video, subscribe for more videos, and yeah, thank you for watching.